What up, peeps? Welcome to a new pickup video. This is going to be a pretty long video, so grab a snack, grab a drink, put this on in the background if you want. Buckle up, it's going to be a long one. So I'm going to start off with the bigger items that are just a little more difficult to show when I'm sitting down with all the other stuff, just to get these out of the way. So first up is the Pikachu Nintendo DSi charging stand, which is super cool. This is part of the stuff that we got from Gameplay when we bought out their store. This one is very, very cool. Unfortunately, it's missing. There's a little adapter to use, so you can probably see it in there, a little white piece. That is for a DSi. There is supposed to also be another adapter to use a DSi XL, so that piece unfortunately is missing, but still very cool, very awesome display piece. Next up, we have the Splatoon Edition Wii U bundle. Of course, I have plenty of Wii U's already, but this is a new box variant for me. I got this while I was in Florida from a pawn shop. I put most of the stuff I got from Florida in the last pickup video, so if you haven't seen that, I definitely recommend checking it out. There was lots of cool stuff, but there were a couple items that I had left out because they were still at the store, back in the back office. So this is one of those things, so brought it home, finally got it into a video. Next up is the Super Mario 64 little mini pinball machine. And this is complete in box, of course. It's one of those boxes where it just has styrofoam and then like a top cover. It's got a KB Toys sticker right here, which is pretty cool. I got this from the Cowlitz Gamers for Kids Expo. Got this from Radical Reggie, actually. He had this and also another, just a regular Super Mario little pinball machine without the box. And he was interested in a PS1 LCD screen that I had at my booth, and so we did a trade. And I thought that was super cool. The other one I'm not keeping because it doesn't have the box, of course. I only collect complete in box stuff. But Mario 64 is my favorite game, so I thought that was a really awesome piece to add to the collection. Next up, another item for the Nintendo 64 collection is the box for the 24 slot organizer drawer thing for the N64. This is just the box. However, I do have two of these drawers in the game room already, so I'm basically just gonna say that one of those is the one for the box here. Box isn't in the best condition. As you can see, it's got this rip right here, but still, these boxes are not easy to find, so I was very glad to add that to the collection. Somebody traded this into the store, and obviously I had to hold on to that. It has an old Toys R Us sticker here for $19.99, which would be a great price now because even these drawers loose are like 50 or 60 bucks, so super awesome. One other thing that got traded into the game store was this promotional t-shirt. This is for a game that was at least released on the Wii. I don't know if it had any other console releases, but this is a t-shirt for the game Spray. And I actually haven't taken it off of the little cardboard thing here. But let's get the cardboard out. So here's the full t-shirt. And this is, I believe, new. It is a large, and it says it's pre-shrunk, so this is my size. I don't usually wear white t-shirts, but I thought it was kind of cool, just little, promotional type piece. Probably not a t-shirt that I would ever wear, but very cool to add to the collection. The last two big box items that I have to show are complete in-box Sega Genesis systems. And these are just different bundle variants that I didn't already own. Both of these were traded into the store. So first up, we have a Model 2 that comes with Sonic Spinball. So as you can see there, that game is included. And the Genesis boxes, every time I find them, they're usually kind of rough. It seems that they don't hold up as well as Nintendo boxes do. But these ones aren't that bad. The second one here is just a Model 1 core system. So no game included here. But this box is actually pretty good, especially for a Genesis box. I believe that this might be the second Model 1 that I have, and that is the second Model 2 that I have, so I have 4 different boxed Genesis systems. I don't have any Model 3s yet, so I'm looking out for those, but that's all the big stuff, so let's get to all the smaller accessories and then all of the games. Alright, so we're going to start off with some figures and some weird promotional stuff and some accessories and stuff like that. So first up, my buddy Richard, he is the repair guy for the shop. He actually took a trip down to Bend, Oregon, I believe to see some family, and he stopped at the Last Blockbuster. The Last Blockbuster is in Bend, Oregon, which is pretty cool, and he picked up this sticker and gave it to me as a gift. So, super awesome. That'll go well with my Blockbuster sign, so thank you to Richard for that. I also got this this Mew candy dispenser, and this is old. This is 1999, so I thought that was pretty cool. Still sealed, just a cool little display piece. From the Cowlitz Gamers for Kids Expo, they have a silent auction that they do every year where people donate certain items, and they set them all up on the tables in the corner of the room, and throughout the day you can go and you can write down your bids on these items. And at the end of the day, they pull all the sheets, and whoever has the highest bid pays for the item and gets it. And all the money goes to the charity that they support, which is super cool. So I actually won 2 items from that silent auction. It's the first time that I've ever bid on it. I've been going for 3 years now, and I've always looked at the stuff and seen if there was anything I was very interested in. But these are the first 2 items that I've actually won, and I think they're very, very cool. So first up is this Coco Bandicoot action figure, which is still brand new, which is super awesome. And I won this for $12, which I think is an incredible price. I actually saw this at a vendor's booth and thought that it was super cool, and they had it marked at $35. And I was like, oh, it's really cool, but I don't really want to spend $35 on it. And then later I saw that they had donated it to the auction, so I decided to bid on it, and I was willing to pay probably up to $20 or so for it, which, you know, it might be worth more than that. I don't know. I didn't bother to look it up. But to win it for $12, I thought was a fantastic price. So very, very awesome. Very glad to have that in the collection. I love collecting these like older video game related action figures. I have a bunch of them now, and I love getting them whenever I can. So next up is a VHS tape that my buddy David found at the Goodwill outlet. He actually found 2 of them. So he brought one to me, kept one for himself, and this is it's actually factory sealed as well, but this is the Sega Championship Moments. So, on the back, it's got David Robinson's Supreme Court Genesis version. Got some info about the game there, and like I said, this is still sealed. So, pretty cool. I have a bunch of video game related VHS tapes, a lot of N64 ones. I have a Final Fantasy VII one, a Yoshi's Island one, and now this one as well, so super cool. Thanks to David for that. I also got this little pack of Pokemon First Movie trading cards from Topps. This is just a little sealed booster pack someone brought into the store. And then a few other things that we got from Gameplay when we bought out their inventory. I got the Sega Netlink keyboard adapter. Obviously, complete in box. I only do complete in box, like I said. So any sort of accessories or controllers that I get, they're going to be in the box, or at least have the original sort of packaging. So I thought that was super cool. Never seen one of these before. Probably not something I would ever use, but still cool to add to the Saturn collection. And then kind of to go along with that, I also got the 6-player multi-tap multiplayer adapter thing for the Saturn. Very, very cool. Once again, complete in box. That was also from Gameplay. As well as this, and this is the PlayStation 2 Street Fighter controller. I have a few of these. It's a little dusty on the top, but I have a few different ones so far. This one is the Ryu one. Very, very cool. I think this is my 3rd one now. They're around here in the game room somewhere. I don't know exactly where I put them, but I have, I think, 3 now. I don't know exactly how many there are, but these are very cool. They made them for original Xbox as well. So whenever I can find these in the boxes like this, I always try to add them to the collection. Got 2 little boxed handheld systems here. These were one of these was traded into the store. The other one came from the Gameplay buyout. So the first one here is the Pokeball Edition New 2DS XL. This was traded into the store, and I wasn't going to keep it originally, but Abby really, really wanted it for the collection, so we decided to hold on to that one. Super cool. And then the other one came from Gameplay, like I said. This is the limited edition Platinum Game Boy Advance. It's got this big price tag on here, which unfortunately is one of those security style stickers that has like metal wrapped around underneath it, so that's really not going to come off without destroying the box, so unfortunately it has to stay, but I do think that this is a very cool system. The silver Game Boy Advance is not one that you see super often. It's not in perfect condition, but it's in really nice shape overall for a Game Boy Advance. It's got a few scratches and stuff on the back here, but like I said, nothing too bad. So, very, very cool. It's missing the baggie, which is not a huge deal, but it does have all the paperwork. So, whenever I can add another boxed Game Boy system to the collection, I love doing it. I think they look really, really cool, all lined up on the shelf with all the different colors. So, super awesome. Another accessory here, this is for the Nintendo Switch, and it was also traded into the store. This is the Pokeball Plus for Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee. Someone traded this into the store. This is something that I was kind of interested in getting originally, but I didn't get the game at launch, and the Pokeball sold out at a lot of places. It has a sticker back here that says it's part of the bundle, so I think this was probably the pack-in with the game, like the special edition, but still very, very cool to add that to the collection. And we got a couple other Switch games here. First one, I believe, was also traded into the store, but I wanted to play this one, so we kept it. That is the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Very, very cool. And then, also, my buddy Scott picked this up for me from Best Buy. He was going down to grab himself one, and I was like, hey, can you grab me one as well? So he did, and that is Darksiders War Mastered Edition for the Switch. This has the black spine, which I guess there's a little bit of debate online whether that was intentional or not, but still very cool. First Switch game that I know of that doesn't have a red spine. So very cool. Wanted to get that to the collection just in case they switch it and they release it with a red spine. These black original releases might be a little harder to find. So grabbed that one. Thank you to Scott. And then I got a little stack of Wii U games here. Two of these are new additions to the collection. And then two of them are just sealed copies of games I already had opened. So I actually went through my spreadsheet last night and compared my list, and I'm down to only needing 8 Wii U games to have the full set, minus the variants, of course. So, the games I need are actually not hard to find, and there are 2 of them at a single GameStop right by my game store, so I'm going to be probably heading there and seeing if they have the cases and stuff, and if they do, I'll pick those up. But I'm down to needing 8 of them, like I said, and there's nothing special on that list. I think the most expensive one is probably The Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Transformers Rise of the Dark Spark. Well, the most expensive ones are Just Dance 2018 and 19 because they're fairly new, but other than that, I mean, it's all just fillers, so I'll be completing that set here pretty soon, which is really awesome. But these first 2 came from Florida. I got these at a Walmart. They were on clearance, and I think they were like $6 or $7 each, which is pretty cheap. So I got Snoopy's Grand Adventure. I already had it opened, but this is a sealed copy. And then Monster High New Ghoul in School. Once again, a sealed copy. And then also from that same Walmart, I picked up this one sealed, but this is a game that I didn't even have yet, and that is Just Dance 2015. And it kind of sucks going after the full Wii U set, including variants, because there's so many different Just Dance games, and there's different bundles, and there's different exclusives, and some of them come with controllers, which makes them a little expensive, so I'm slowly knocking those off the list. The last one here, though, was a pickup in Florida as well from a GameStop, and this is the most expensive game that I still needed. It used to go for a lot more, but prices on Wii U games have come down, so I got this. I think I had a coupon. It was maybe like 20 bucks or so, and that is Turbo Super Stunt Squad. So, very glad to get that one knocked off the list. I'm actually interested in trying this game out because Cars 3 on the Wii U is actually a fantastic game. It was released on other platforms as well, but I played it on the Wii U. I played it many hours. It's a great game, and I think this one looks a little similar, so I do want to try that out eventually. So moving on to original Wii. This is one thing that I got while in Florida. I got this from my friend Sam. Unfortunately, the box got pretty jacked up during shipping. I had to ship everything back, and of course I didn't ship individual things, I shipped big boxes. So this one got kind of crushed, but that is the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword like special edition with the Wii Remote. The Wii Remote, you know, everything's included in here, it's complete, but like I said, the box got pretty crushed, unfortunately, but still glad to have that one in the collection. I'm sure eventually somebody will trade one of these into the store and I'll be able to upgrade the condition. I also got the Wii Party pack here for the Wii, which is not sealed, but the game inside is sealed. So This game is sealed, but the actual box has been opened. This is actually incredibly hard to find, and I couldn't find much info on this when I first took it in. Someone brought this into the store, and they're like, hey, I've got this thing, I think it's pretty rare, I can't find any info. I also could not find any info on it, so we agreed on a price, and I was like, I'm definitely keeping this for the collection. But Wii Party U also came with a remote on the Wii U, and that bundle's also a little hard to find. This one, there was nothing on eBay, nothing sold, nothing active. Price Charts doesn't have a listing for it, so definitely wanted to keep that one for the collection. Looks like it's really, really hard to find, so I'm glad that someone brought that into the store. That was very, very cool. I also picked up Cars 2. This is a sealed copy. Harvest Moon Tree of Tranquility, also sealed. And Super Paper Mario, sealed. These three were also traded into the store. And then as part of the buyout from Gameplay, I got the Rapala Wii Fish bundle for the Wii. This is actually factory sealed. Comes with a little like fishing attachment thing. So pretty cool. Some more sealed games here that were traded into the store. We have Rayman Raving Rabbids, Shaun White Snowboarding World Stage, Virtua Tennis 2009, which actually a sealed copy is not super cheap on that one. And then Boom Blox Bash Party. Boom Blox is a very fun game. But these are all sealed, and these were also all traded into the store. I try not to keep too many Wii games that come into the store just because I'm not really focusing on Wii, and I have most of the expensive titles. So when I find sealed ones, of course, I'm going to keep those. So pretty cool stuff. And then the last Wii game is a sealed copy of Naked Brothers Band, the video game, big box. This also came from Gameplay. The box isn't in great shape, but it's not really a game I care about, so just wanted to keep it because it was a big box I didn't have, and of course it was sealed. So pretty cool stuff there. And now we're going to move on to GameCube. I have some really, really cool stuff here, the first of which is the second item that I won in the silent auction from the Cowlitz Gamers for Kids show, and that is the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, that it comes sealed with the Game Boy to GameCube cable. And it's got some cracking and stuff on the side here. Not too worried about it. It does stand up on its own, which is always, the biggest deal with these kind of things. This is something that I had in my collection before when I lived in Florida, before I sold everything, so I'm glad to have one back. It's not a super easy to find, variant, I guess you could say. It does have this little printing on the case there that says it includes the cable. So you can technically get the variant without getting it sealed, but to get it in the original packaging with that cable, you kind of have to get it sealed. So that's how I wanted to get it, and I thought that that was very cool. I think I paid $75 for that in the auction, and like I said, it goes to charity, so if I overpaid at all, it doesn't really matter. I didn't look that one up either. They had, both of the things I bought, or everything they had an estimated retail value. This one said $100, so paying $75 I thought was fair. The figure said $35, and like I said, I paid $12, so either way, very happy with both of those. And then the other GameCube games I have here are pretty good additions to the collection. Same with Wii. I'm not really trying to keep a lot of the games that come into the store because usually what comes in is filler titles. And while there's games that I may need, I'm not focusing on GameCube yet, so I'm letting the store take most of everything. But there's a few here that came into the store, and one of them I got while in Florida. Or two of them I got in Florida. So first up is Disney's Party. This is just, kind of uncommon title. This one was part of the stuff we got from Gameplay, I believe. And then we have the Mega Man Anniversary Collection. Pretty awesome title, but a very cheap game. It's only worth $10, but this also came from Gameplay. And then Disney Sports Soccer. This was a Florida pickup. I got this from a store, I believe in Bonita Springs, Florida, called 8-Bit Hall of Fame. And I think they had it marked at whatever it was cheaper than retail, so I grabbed it. And then Digimon World 4. I already have Digimon Rumble Arena 2, so we got this, I believe, from Gameplay as well, so I wanted to hold on to that. And then the last one here I bought from Joel in Florida, and this one is Phantasy Star Online Episodes 1 and 2. And he didn't want to sell this unless it was for my collection, and I assured him that it definitely was. It's got the original case with the little sticker here and everything, so very, very cool. I already have the Plus version, I just didn't have the regular one, so that is an awesome addition to my GameCube collection. And I will be focusing probably on GameCube after I finish the N64 set, and finish the Wii U set, of course. Those two I'm very close on, so GameCube is probably going to be next, so you know, later this year you're probably going to see me picking up a lot of GameCube titles. So next up is an empty box. This one came into the store, or we got this from Gameplay, I don't remember, but I just wanted to hold on to it because eventually I'll get, you know, I'll get the game and the manual and stuff, but that is cannon fodder for the Atari Jaguar. And this box is in excellent condition, but like I said, it's box only, but still very cool. Another game that came from the stuff from Gameplay is FIFA International Soccer for the 3DO. The only reason I decided to keep this one is because it is actually factory sealed. Not an expensive title or anything, but, you know, sealed game I didn't have. I don't add 3DO games to the collection too often. I can see them right there. I've got maybe 10. So, very cool to get that. And then, looks like I have only 3 Genesis games. These all also came from Gameplay, and they are all factory sealed as well. We have Zoop, which is actually one of the Genesis games that I did play as a kid. My next door neighbor had a Genesis. I never owned one, but he had this one. We played it. So that's pretty cool. And then we have NHL All-Star Hockey 95, factory sealed as well. And College Football's National Championship 2, also factory sealed. So most of the Genesis games that we got from Gameplay, at least the ones that had the cases, were sports titles, or like really, really cheap games. So I didn't really feel the need to keep any of them. But those 3 were factory sealed, so I figured I'd hold on to those. Next up is Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Game Gear. Box isn't in the best shape, but this was a gift. I was given this by someone at the Callous Gamers for Kids Expo. I'm having trouble remembering his name at the moment, but he owns a store in Kelso. I believe it's called Video Game Trading Outpost, or something very similar to that. I've never actually been to his store, because it's kind of far away, but I'd love to stop in eventually. But he had a bunch of these, and he said that someone brought him a box of stuff at his store, and I think he paid like $5 or $10 for the whole box, and at the bottom was like 20 copies of this complete in box. So he gave me one for free, which was super cool, so thank you for that. Next up, I have 2 Dreamcast games here. First up is Shadow Man. This was part of the stuff from Gameplay, and it was the only game that was complete that wasn't a sports title that I didn't have. So I decided to hold on to that. Don't get to add Dreamcast collections to the collection. Don't get to add Dreamcast games to the collection very often. The other one was a trade-in, and that is Seaman. And this one is complete in box, which is not easy to find. The only thing it's missing is the little green foam cover for the microphone, and also the baggies for any of the accessories. But other than that, it's all in there. So, very happy to add that one to the collection. Like I said, not an easy game to find. It's not in best condition, but it's not bad, so super cool. And then I have 1 Sega Saturn game and 1 Sega CD game. These both also came from Gameplay. So for Sega CD, I have Mad Dog McCree, or McRee, whatever it is. And then Criticom for the Saturn. Once again, I don't really add games to these collections too often, so whenever I get the chance to get something, I will, take that chance and add to the collection. So, I have 1 3DS game here, so I might as well just show it. It's a sealed copy of Pokemon Art Academy. This one was traded into the store, so I decided to hold on to that. And then, I guess we'll move on to PlayStation 1. So, still I have PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, NES, N64, and Super Nintendo to show you. So, with the PS1 stuff here, this first one's not even a game, but this is a slipcover for Wipeout, the long box version. And I have this game, but mine didn't have the slipcover, so when this came into the store, I think we even got it from Gameplay, I was like, oh, I'll take that slipcover and put it on mine. So, pretty cool. And then these last ones here are going to be in no particular order, although the long box games I'm going to do last, because that's just how they're stacked up. So, I believe most of these came either were traded into the store, or they came from the Gameplay purchase. I know at least one of these I bought from a local game store in Portland, Oregon. So first up is Metal Slug X. Pretty cool title. Tempest X3. Galaga Destination Earth. Final Doom. That one came into the store. a factory sealed copy of Cowdelka. However, it's got some rips and everything. It's not in the best condition. This one was part of the purchase from Gameplay. There's a big rip up in the corner here, but it is definitely still sealed. And then we have Dino Crisis 2, Saga Frontier, Myst, and then this one I got from CD Game Exchange in Portland, Oregon. That is the Army Men Gold Collector's Edition. It's a little triple pack here. I have a couple of these already, not this particular one, but I have a couple of these collector's editions, and I really love finding these, so decided to pick that up. I think they only had it marked at 20 bucks, which I thought was a pretty fair price. And then I have a few long box games here. So first up is Bust-A-Move 2, which is a fantastic game. I love Bust-A-Move. We have that on the Neo Geo at the store. We just swapped it out for King of Fighters, but I do own Bust-A-Move 2 for the Neo Geo, which is super cool. And like I said, it's just it's like my favorite puzzle game. That was super awesome. Then we have Williams' Greatest Arcade Hits. Basically with the long box games, I just keep whatever I don't have because they're not super easy to find. Next up is Destruction Derby. Most of these came from Gameplay, I believe. Then we have Slam and Jam 96. And a lot of them need their artwork like glued back down and stuff, but I'm not too worried about that. And then Cyber Speed. So my long box games are actually right behind the camera here, and I've got probably, with the addition of these, probably 25 or so. So I'm doing pretty good on that set. Moving on to PlayStation 2. Once again, in no particular order here. Most of these are going to be stuff that came in from the store, or a few of them I got from the Callous Gamers for Kids Expo, and then some stuff from Gameplay as well. So we have Armored Core Nexus, Cold Sept, and same with these. The only ones I'm keeping that come into the store are like hard to find titles. I'm going for the complete set, obviously, but I'm not focusing on it, so any filler titles that come in that I don't have, I just kind of ignore. Then we have Disaster Report, which is a pretty uncommon game. I'd never even heard of this till I saw it, but got this one from Cowlitz. Then Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I got this one also from Joel in Florida. Thank you once again to Joel. Then I have a factory sealed copy of NASCAR 09. Nothing too special. Scarface The World Is Yours Collector's Edition. Pretty cool. And then some more factory sealed games here. I don't even remember where these came from. I think these were traded in at the store, but don't remember for sure. So we have Extermination, sealed, of course, like I said. Kinetica, sealed. Soul Calibur 3, sealed. Final Fantasy X2, sealed, Black Label. Casper Spirit Dimensions, sealed. Super Pickups, sealed. Van Helsing, sealed. And then Woody Woodpecker, sealed, but it's got some plastic. The disc is loose inside the case, but it also sounds like there's a piece of plastic rattling in there. And then also the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy, factory sealed. I actually think now that I'm thinking about it, most of these sealed ones came from the Gameplay buyout. So, not traded into the store. Maybe the NASCAR one was, but the other ones were from Gameplay. Then we have Need for Speed Most Wanted Black Edition. Sprint Cars 2 Showdown at Eldora. Harvest Moon Save the Homeland. Guilty Gear Asuka. Probably butchered that. Shining Force Neo. A lot of these ones here came from Gameplay as well. Godzilla Unleashed. Just harder to find titles that I didn't have in my collection yet, so I decided to hold on to them. Tenchu Fatal Shadows. Shadow Hearts, and this one's weird because it says on the front here, promotional copy, not for resale, and that is also printed on the manual. So, I don't know, the disc doesn't have anything else different about it as far as I can tell, but still pretty cool. Didn't have the game anyway, so I decided to hold on to it. Then we have a sealed NCAA Football 11, which actually is not a very easy to find game, especially sealed. And then a factory sealed Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. It's greatest hits, but it's a promo copy, not for resale. So, kind of cool. I did a little bit of research on this because I was curious, and it looks like this was a pre-order bonus for a different Mortal Kombat game, or something like that. And like a certain company ended up buying out the remaining stock of it and then sold them just as individual games. So pretty cool on that one. And then a Japanese import here. This is Beat Mania Distorted. This is also from the stuff from Gameplay. And then we have the Pac-Man Power Pack. Whoa, throwing it. This one's got 3 games in one. Pretty cool little bundle. And then Wizardry Tale of the Forsaken Land, also from Gameplay. And then also from Gameplay, this one's really, really cool. I've never even heard of this one. It's the Dragon Ball Z Trilogy. So it's got 3 games, but this one is actually still factory sealed. So super awesome stuff. Really good additions to my PS2 collection. I know there's a lot of sealed games, and a lot of people don't like sealed games, but oh well. So moving on to Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance here. I have a bunch of cartridges that are either got a lot of not for resales, which is pretty cool, but also a few that I needed to complete boxes that I already have. So I believe all 3 of these came from the stuff from Gameplay. So we have Boktai, Sun is in Your Hands, and with this I now have both Boktai games complete, which is pretty cool. And then the first Golden Sun, I already had the box for it. Same with Metroid Zero Mission. So those, I might need the manuals for some, but I at least have the boxes and cartridges now. And then I got a little stack of not for resales here. All but one came from the Gameplay buyout. So I'll start with those. First up is Pokemon Emerald, not for resale. Doesn't want to focus, there we go. And then Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, not for resale. Focus. He had a big box of Game Boy Advance games, and these were all in there. So very cool stuff. Then we have the Minish Cap, Donkey Kong Country 2. There we go. And then the Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. And that's the last one from Gameplay. So one more I got here from Cowlitz. One of you guys actually came up to the booth and traded some stuff in, and this was part of it. And this is the Pokemon Gold not for resale, which I thought was very, very cool. So I'm going to be keeping that one for the collection as well. So super cool stuff. Those are all the cartridges that I got. And then I have a bunch of either boxed games. I think one of them is, or a couple of them are sealed, and then some complete ones as well. So we have Digimon Racing for Game Boy Advance. I'm going to go through these kind of quick. There's a lot of filler. Madagascar Operation Penguin. Baseball Advance. Most of these, or if not all of them, came from Gameplay. TMNT. Polly Pocket. Ice Age 2. Strawberry Shortcake. Midnight Club Street Racing. Finding Nemo The Continuing Adventures. VeggieTales. Spider-Man 3. Paws and Claws Pet Resort, that one is sealed. Tak 2 and the Staff of Dreams. Ratatouille. Disney Princess Royal Adventure and also Disney Princess. Finding Nemo and Chicken Little. Barbie 12 Dancing Princesses. Cars. Donkey Kong Country. Decent one. Little Mermaid. Babar to the Rescue. And then we have some good ones left over. So I'm going for complete sets for every system that I collect for. That's why I pick up stuff like Babar to the Rescue. You know, not a great game probably. Definitely a cheap filler title, and stuff like, you know, Polly Pocket and Barbie and everything. I just pick them up when I can. These were part of the Gameplay buyout, and a lot of stuff he gave us for free anyway, so these are probably included in that, so it's not like I paid anything for them, but when I can add them to the collection for really cheap, I will do so. Then we have the good stuff. We have Wario Land 2, and I believe some of these Wario Land games are kind of weird. It was released on Game Boy and Game Boy Color, and then one of the Game Boy Color ones I have has a big thing on it that says like new release, like a shiny sticker. So I don't know if I'm going to count that as a variant, but then we got Final Fantasy V Advance, and then Dragon Ball Z Taiketsu. I believe this is just a condition upgrade for me. That box is in like mint condition. Then we have Dragon Ball Z Legendary Super Warriors. and then Wario Land 3, and then two really, really awesome ones here. These might be like the best things in this entire pickup video. We have a factory-sealed Legend of Zelda Link to the Past 4 Swords for Game Boy Advance. Came from Gameplay. Unfortunately, they're not in like pristine condition like this one. I don't know if you can see through the box protector, but it's got like a crease on the box. But still sealed. Very awesome. The other one here also has not really a crease, but like bowing on the one side. But this is a factory-sealed Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. So super awesome stuff. Like I said, those both also came from Gameplay. So very glad to get those. So that does it for Game Boy. We're going to move on to, I think we will do Nintendo 64 next, which is of course my favorite system. The system that I'm focusing on to try to complete the soonest. So first up is just like a little condition upgrade type deal. This, I believe, came from Gameplay. This is the VRU microphone adapter for Hey You Pikachu. But this one has the original baggie and the original twist tie, both on the cable inside the bag and over the bag. So I'm going to put this one in my complete copy because this, I mean, who would use it without taking that off? So I'm kind of thinking that this is probably unused. It's been bouncing around in boxes and stuff over the years, so it's a little dirty and everything, but I think that that is a pretty nice condition upgrade to my copy. Then I also got, which I'm very happy about, the green Donkey Kong 64 Nintendo Power exclusive controller cover. It's got some loose strings hanging off and everything, but I can always cut those or whatever. This one I got from Retro Game Trader in Beaverton, Oregon. They made 3 of them. There's 2 Donkey Kong ones, the green one, which is the harder to find, and there's the yellow one, which looks like it's got like banana patterns on it. Then there's a black one that just says Nintendo 64. I'm only missing the yellow one. So if you have that yellow Donkey Kong 64 controller cover, please let me know. I'm interested in completing the set. Got just a little baggie here to complete one of my games. A couple manuals I needed. I got the WWF Attitude. That also came with all the other stuff in there. The poster, the memory card specifics page, that was $3. And then also NBA Jam 99 completes my copy. That was $5. Those both came from Retro Game Trader. I got a stack of cartridges here that go into boxes I already had, which is really, really cool. I actually went through a lot of the stuff from Gameplay after already putting it into the spreadsheet at the store. So they do have the double jump stickers on them still, which of course I'll take off. But like I said, these go into boxes I already had. So we have Cyber Tiger, Clay Fighter 63 and the Third, Deadly Arts, Penny Racers, Tonic Trouble, and these two I also got from Double Jump, but this was a little while ago. We got Vigilante 8 Second Offense and Vigilante 8, which go into boxes I already had as well. And the last one I bought from some weird website. I can't remember what it was called, but this is a cartridge for a box, once again, that I already have. I'm going to replace the back of the cartridge because it's got these stickers on there, but that is Transformers Beast Wars. Very glad to finally just get the cartridge for that. I probably could have waited, and eventually somebody probably would have traded one into the store, but I was being impatient because it's a higher end one. I wanted to get it completed. And then we have some boxed games here as well. First one is International Superstar Soccer 64. This was an eBay purchase, but it was purchased with eBay bucks. So I bought this one along with one other one that hasn't arrived yet, and I ended up paying $13 for both after the eBay bucks came out, so very glad to get that one. Also, Duke Nukem 64. Somebody actually traded this box and manual into the store knowing that I needed it, which was very, very cool. I wasn't there when they traded it in, so to whoever that was, thank you very much. We already had the cartridge at the store, so I was able to use it to complete this copy. And then some of these, I'm not sure if they are condition upgrades or if they're just new games I didn't already have, because I've been saving up stuff for this video for a while. So we have Army Men Sarge's Heroes 2, and then All-Star Baseball 99. This box isn't in the best condition, but it's a sports game, so I don't care too much. And then, actually, the box manual for Transformers Beast Wars. I thought that I showed this in my last pickup video. I guess I haven't. I know I've shown it on the channel in the vlogs, but this is the Blockbuster variant here. There's another box without the Blockbuster logo. I want to get both eventually. It's got the Blockbuster sticker on the back that someone tried to remove. So with the cartridge, that is now a complete copy. And I got this off of eBay. It was $210 shipped, which is pretty dang good. The manual by itself can sell for even more than that, so I was very happy with that one. And I believe I used my Ebates money for this. Ebates, if you're not familiar, I've talked about it many times on the channel, but it's basically a browser extension that you can plug into Chrome or Firefox or whatever. And whenever you're checking out at a website, you will click on that. It'll just load it in, and you'll just get money back for purchases. So I use it on eBay, Amazon. You can use it on Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart, Target. Any of like the major websites will use it. And we use it a lot because I buy so much stuff online for the store that I end up accruing a lot of money in there. And so my last check that I got from them was $260. So that right there covered this complete copy of the game, and I didn't have to do anything extra. I didn't buy anything that I normally wouldn't have bought. It's just money saving up. So if I remember, I'll try to put a link either in the description or in a pinned comment with my like referral link for Ebates if you guys want to sign up. There's no reason not to. It saves a ton of money. Like I said, I got basically a free Transformers Beast Wars for the N64 just for using it. So pretty cool stuff. But moving on, Bass Hunter 64. This one I got from the Cowlitz Gamers for Kids Expo. That is a complete copy of Jet Force Gemini. Probably the most common game that I didn't have. And then also this one came from Cowlitz as well, from the same person. I only needed the manual technically to complete my copy, but this is a pretty nice condition upgrade over my last box, and that is Big Mountain 2000. Now, I will have to upgrade this box eventually again at some point. I'll show you why. I'll take it out of the protector here, but there was a big rip, not only on the back of the box, you can see it right there, but also on the side. And then someone used clear packing tape to kind of fix it back up. Other than that, the box is in excellent condition. No other crushing or creases or anything. So it sucks that it's like that, but it's way better than my last box. And this is not an easy game to find. So I was very glad to be able to get that one knocked off the list. So moving on to Super Nintendo, once again, I have a bunch of cartridges that are going to be used to complete boxes I already had. So I'm going to go through these kind of quick. We have Roadrunners Death Valley Rally, NHLPA Hockey 93, Super High Impact, The Hunt for Red October, Wolf Child, Bassmasters Classic Pro Edition, and Pinocchio. And then also Beethoven. My copy in my spreadsheet said that I didn't have the cardboard insert, so I kept that as well. And there's the manual. So I only had the box before, and now have a complete copy. And then a couple manuals here. Jeopardy Deluxe Edition with some other inserts that were in it. That is to complete my copy. And then two very awesome items here. Might even be better than most of the boxed stuff, but I got the cartridge for Syndicate. And this cartridge is in pretty nice condition. It's not perfect, but I'm very happy with it. And this came from the buyout of Gameplay. I already have the box and manual for this, which I got from Retro Game Trader before, so this completes my copy, and this is not a cheap game. A few $100 for a complete one, so I was pretty happy to get that one. And then a manual here that is probably one of the more expensive things in this entire pickup video. This is the manual for Pocky and Rocky 2, which completes my copy. I got mine from my buddy Sam when I bought his Super Nintendo collection, and he had just the box and cartridge. So I paid $100 for this manual, which completes my copy, and according to price charts right now, a complete copy of this game is about $800. I've seen it as high as $1,200. Obviously, it just depends on condition and everything, and the price, fluctuates, of course, but I'm very, very glad to finally complete that game. I'm always looking for new games for the collection that I don't have, but it's always really nice to go back and get manuals for ones that you already have just to complete them. So even like the manual for Jeopardy, I'm really glad to have that because now that's out of the way. That copy of Jeopardy is fully complete and just increases the collection just slightly more, which is always nice. So Moving on to the either box only, box and manual only, or complete Super Nintendo games here. So first up is Stargate. I think that one's box only. Same with Aerobiz, box only. And then Home Alone, box only. And this is a pretty nice one. This is Captain Novolin. This one is box and manual only. We just had a cartridge at the store before I got this one, and unfortunately sold that cartridge. I would have kept it if I had known that I was about to get the box. So, looking for that cartridge. Just a couple precautions booklets here just to complete some games. Animaniacs with the plastic on it. I believe that this is just a condition upgrade for me. It's opened, of course, at the end here, but plastic is on it, which I love finding games like that when I can. Then John Madden Football, box and manual. Super Castlevania 4. This is in excellent condition, minus someone's name written on the box there. This one came from the buyout of Gameplay. I did not have this game, so very glad to get that one. It is complete. And this one's very, very cool as well. I already have this game complete, but from Gameplay, I got this factory sealed copy. And this is actually in excellent condition. This is Cool World. This is in really, really nice condition. It's not crushed, it's not bowed, there's no rips in the label. There might be like some tiny, tiny holes in the corners, but other than that, it's in really, really nice condition. So, I know people also don't like it, but I do send in I've sent in games once to get graded with VGA. From now on, I'm going to be sending all my games to WADA because my buddy Dennis is like the founder of that company. So very cool. So he's actually got some of my games right now that I just remembered I still need to pay for to get graded. So this one will probably be going in eventually. This is in really, really nice shape. It's not a super expensive game to get sealed, but like I said, I've already got an opened copy if I ever wanted to play it. So it'd be nice to get that one graded at some point. Like I said, it's just in beautiful condition. Next up is Super Pinball Behind the Mask. This one is box and manual only. It's got that same name written up there. So all the ones that have those names came from Gameplay. Same with Wheel of Fortune Deluxe Edition. It's got the name written on the front there. I think it says Velda or something like that. But all the ones that have that name are also in really, really nice condition, so it sucks that they wrote the name on there. Same with Tiny Toon Adventures Buster Bust Loose. You can see the name right there once again. Complete. And then we have Fighter's History. I believe this one's complete, and I think this also came from Gameplay. Then we have Jurassic Park. Pitfall, The Mine Adventure. This one has some tape on the top and like some dirt or something underneath the tape. I don't really know what's up with that. It looks really gross, so I do want to replace that at some point. And then we have Total Carnage. Pretty happy to get this one. Not a super cheap title, not expensive at all, but it actually had like a bunch of clear tape, like all across the side here, which I was able to remove. So there's a little bit of sticky residue on there, but the tape is gone. And then of course got all that sticker residue. Not in the best condition, but still pretty good game I didn't have. And then lastly, a condition upgrade here is Killer Instinct. This box is not perfect, but the previous one I had like lots of rips and lots of wear and crushing and creasing, so that is a condition upgrade. So that's all for Super Nintendo. Lastly here, we're going to be moving on to the NES stuff. I didn't necessarily save the best for last, it's just this is the order I had stacked things in when I set up to film. So thank you guys for watching so far. If you made it this far, hit the like button, leave a thumbs up on this video. So we're going to start off once again with cartridges and manuals that I needed to complete games. So first up is a Gyromite cartridge that just completes my box. Same with Pinball and Ice Hockey. And then last cartridge is Sky Kid. That one I also have the manual for, and I only had the box previously, so now that is a complete copy. I also got the manuals for Bandai Golf Pebble, Challenge Pebble Beach, and Rad Racer. Those complete my copies. I got both of those from my own store. I also got manuals for Dr. Mario, Terra Cresta, Baseball, Ice Hockey, and Tecmo Super Bowl. I got all of those from Retro Game Trader. I wish I would have waited because I'm pretty sure we had Dr. Mario and Baseball come in from gameplay after I bought these, but that's alright. Lastly is a Legend of Zelda manual. And then we have a complete in box NES Max controller. This is in excellent condition. This was traded into the store. I actually got 2 of them, so I think I already sold the other box but at the store, but very, very cool stuff. So it was box only that came in with like the, you know, inserts and paperwork or whatever. And then my buddy Luke actually found the controller at the Goodwill outlet, and he sent me a picture and was like, hey, do you want this? And I said, yes, please. And so that completed that box for me, which was very cool. So moving on to the boxed games. I'll try to save some good stuff for the end, just because it is the end of the video. So, alright, so we have Raid on Bungling Bay. This is a complete copy. We also have Star Wars. I believe that's complete. If not, it's just missing the manual. Condition upgrade here, a Super Mario Bros. 2 box. This is a really hard game to find with a good box, and this box is actually in really, really nice condition. So, finally got a good one for my collection after going through like 10. Then we have the Tengen Pac-Man. I believe that one also might just be a condition upgrade, I'm not sure. I got some other good ones here. We have Ninja Gaiden. This one's a little rough, but is complete. Then Barker Bill's Trick Shooting. Mystery Quest. A lot of these came from gameplay. Some of them also came from someone else who traded in a bunch of stuff to the store. I believe there was like a bunch of box onlys. Kings of the Beach. Bandai Golf Challenge Pebble Beach. This is what that manual was to go into. Bad Dudes. Side Pocket. Platoon. There's actually 2 of these, so I took the better one. The other one is at the store. Battle Chess. And Racket Attack. My NES collection has grown quite massively from this pickup video, which is really nice. 10-Yard Fight in really, really nice condition. That one's like really good. And then Baseball. Got a lot of black box games here, all in really nice shape. Tennis with an unpunched hang tab, which is always super nice to get. Duck Hunt, also with an unpunched hang tab. Stealth ATF, that's a condition upgrade. Kung Fu with a punched hang tab. Spy Hunter, box only. Well, did I have the manual for it in there? I don't know. Ikari Warriors, box only. Bases Loaded, box only. I believe this is a condition upgrade. And then there's the Gyromite for that cartridge with the unpunched hang tab. Super awesome. And then we're getting into the better stuff here. So we have Life Force. Near mint box here. Really, really good. There's a little ding on the top or on the bottom, a tiny little crease up there. You can kind of see it. And then we have Battletoads. This is a complete copy. Looks like it might be a little sun faded. I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to tell unless you have a second one to compare it to. Then we have the original Punch-Out. This is the classic series. It does have a rip on the back of the box right there. So I'll be looking for a new box at some point, but not a big deal. Then we have Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, also the classic series. Then we have Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, Pool of Radiance. This one was box and cartridge only, but then I remembered that we actually had the manual at the store, so I was able to complete that, which is super awesome. And then 2 left here. We have the classic series, which is the yellow label for Metroid. That one is complete. Pretty nice condition on that one as well. Pretty happy with that. And then the last one here, not the best game in the video or anything, but I tried to save the best NES game for last, and that is a factory sealed copy of Strider. So it does have this big security sticker on the side, which probably isn't coming off. It's got a couple little rips and stuff. There's a rip over the barcode. You can kind of see. I'm not super worried about that. Just to have a sealed copy, I think, is very cool. And it's not, even if it was just a complete copy, it's not like a dirt cheap game. So that's pretty cool. That one also came from gameplay. So that is going to do it for this pickup video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you to anyone who actually sat through the whole thing. I know that most people do not. I know there's at least a couple people who do, but whenever I upload these videos, I can look at the metrics and I see that, you know, if the video is 40 minutes, the average watch time is like 8 minutes. So I do appreciate anyone, like I said, who stuck through to the end. If you did and you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smack that like button. Leave a comment down below, of course. Let me know what was your favorite thing that you saw in the video. But yeah, that's going to do it. So thank you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe as well, and I'll see you guys next time.